I'm Sophie, I am a brand strategist. I'm from London and I've been living in Copenhagen for the past 5 years. I've previously been working both with clients and agencies who've been working with companies such as IKEA, Maersk, Radisson Blu Hotels, and most recently I've been working as Nordic e-commerce manager for L'Oreal. To me, a well-defined brand strategy is not a document that lives in isolation. It's something that really is at the heart of a business. It takes into consideration really why this business exists, who it's for, how it fits into their competitive landscape, and it's looking to be something that's really long-lasting. So branding is really the signal that your company is sending to the world. It's one that is rooted in your why, and it's how that narrative that you build up around why you exist and who you're here to serve. It's that narrative delivered to your customers through different touch points. So the best brands are ones that can really connect through more than just a logo, more than just a font or a website. It's about how that narrative, how that story translates across multiple different touch points. Just like in real life, I think the stories that are most effective are the ones that are genuine and authentic. So it's about finding your own voice as a brand or as a company and sharing that in an authentic way. So, you know, that also comes down to listening to your customer and understanding their needs, their pain points, so that you can try and connect in a real way. The conversations that I often have with companies when it comes to storytelling is it's very internally focused. So it is all around us and what we do and who we are, and it doesn't focus enough on the customer journey. So brands often want to position themselves as the hero in their story, whereas actually it should be the customer that's the hero, and the brand is the guide. It's the guidance to overcome that specific problem that the customer has. So it's a small shift, but it's one that I think is quite impactful when it comes to storytelling. Yeah, I think a lot of brands actually can look towards more traditional storytelling techniques like you would see in film, in books, because the hero's journey, for example, is a really famous kind of storytelling narrative arc, and it's used in a lot of famous films like Star Wars, and that's a good model for brands to kind of mirror, because a lot of brands might think that they need to be Luke Skywalker, whereas actually they need to be Yoda. And sometimes it's about shifting your ego a little bit and realizing that you don't necessarily have to be the main role or character in the story, but that you actually need to help uplift your customer and make them the hero. I think short form content is an interesting topic when it comes to brand storytelling, because with social media you have literally 3 to 5 seconds to grab someone's attention. So how do you tell a compelling story in that amount of time? I think it's definitely possible, but it's also about establishing, are you trying to tell a brand story or is this a marketing campaign? You can do both, but it's understanding how you use the platform to tell different types of stories. And I think something that I see some brands doing is copying and pasting one message across multiple different platforms, and that's not the best way to really engage, because people use different social media platforms for different reasons. So you need to be able to adapt your storytelling techniques to the platform, not the other way around, and try and force your message, into 280 characters or into, a 15-second Instagram story. So I think it's definitely possible for brands to do storytelling, but it's about being creative and it's about understanding the platform, what is possible on the platform, and how to use the formats in the best way possible. That's why a brand strategy is so important, because it establishes the foundation for the story that you're going to tell. So when it comes to expressing that story in different ways, on different platforms, in different formats, it's rooted in a clear narrative. So then you can start to be creative with how you present that story on Instagram, or how you present that story in your website, or even offline. So it gives you a lot of flexibility and a chance to be really creative, but you have to first have that foundation from which you then build on.